Today we are talking about properties of logarithms. So using logarithm properties to either expand a problem or to write as a single logarithm. We do this for when we need to solve an equation using logarithms. First, just some review of exponent properties. Remember when you multiply with the same base, that means we add exponents. If we have a power to a power, we multiply those. If we are doing dividing with the same base, then it's subtracting. And you have to make sure to distribute to everything on the inside, and you can always move any negative exponents up and down. The reason why I'm showing you this is because it's kind of the same properties for logarithms. Again, logarithms are the inverse or opposite of exponents. I'll make sure to write this down because you are going to be using this as a reference. So when I have a product property, or if I want to expand, if two numbers are being multiplied, then I can expand it by adding. And you'll always have to make sure to write the same base. The quotient property is if two numbers are being divided, you can then expand it by subtraction. And if you have a power to a power, you can always write that power on the outside of the log. So it can be written outside of the log and being multiplied. So these three properties are what we're going to be doing. So again, multiplying and adding go together, dividing, subtracting, and a power moves into multiplying. So a power one step down from a power would be multiplying. So here I want to use my properties, and it says write it as one single logarithm. Well, if I look, I have subtraction here. So subtraction and division go with each other. So if I want to condense a problem, I have to use division to condense here. So I'm still going to have log with a base of 4. That does not change. Whatever number is written first, that should be written on top. So 32 over 2. And you can simplify this then. So this would be a log base 4, and 32 divided by 2 would be 16. So this would be my final answer. Now for the second problem, there's actually two different things going on here. First, there's a number out in front. And when there's a number out in front and you are trying to write it as a single logarithm, you want to bring that back into the equation. So if I'm multiplying a number by a log, that's like an exponent on the inside. So log base 2, and then this becomes x to the 6th plus log base 2, and this becomes y to the 5th, bringing it back inside of the equation. And then I have adding. Well, if I'm adding, if I want to condense, that's going to change to multiplying. And you can only combine if you have the same bases, and here we do. So I have a log base 2, again, that doesn't change. Whatever number is written first can be written first times y to the 5th, and this would be my final answer right here. So right now I want you to pause the video, yes, pause the video, and solve this problem. Both of them actually, and write it as simplified version. So your two answers here should be log base 4 of 15x squared, because you can combine these two 5 and 3, and x times x. Again, adding would be multiplying. For the second one, first I want to bring this 2 back inside, and that's where I get the 36 from. And with subtraction, it's dividing. So I simplified 36 divided by 9, and that's log base 4 of 4. Now here this problem is a little different. I want to expand, so I want to write it out the long way. Now here I look at the top first. This is being multiplied. So opposite, or the partner with multiplying, would be adding when I'm trying to expand. Whenever the base is not written, you do not have to write a base. So I'm going to have log of 4 plus log of x. And now this is being divided. So with division comes subtraction. So now I'm going to subtract log of y. Because then you move left to right. So when I have subtract, that means this whole thing will go on the bottom. So for the next problem, I first want to take care of any multiply dividing. So first I want to expand this division. So this would be log, and this time I have to write base 9 of x to the 4th. And since it's dividing, it would be subtraction when it's expanded. And then log base 9 is 729. Now you have to make sure to remember, if you have an exponent, that has to get brought on to the outside. So my final answer would be 4 times log base 9 of x subtract log base 9 of 729. And this would be it. Right now I want you to pause the video and attempt to expand both logarithms. For the first one, the only thing we have is division, so that would be subtraction when you're expanding. So the top is written first, log base 3 of 250 minus log base 3 of 37. For the bottom, first I want to expand this multiplying, so that was where I get this adding from. And then I have to make sure to bring out the exponent that's with the x. So my final answer would be log base 3 of 9 plus 5 times log base 3 of x. Change of base property. Now, if you have a graphing calculator, you really don't have to learn this. I will show you how to do a log with a different base of 10. But if you do not have a graphing calculator, you're going to have to know how to use a change of base formula. So this is saying if you do not have a base 10 right here for your b, that means you can take log of the actual number divided by the log of your base to solve a problem. So if I'm going to do my change of base for this first one, this would be equal to log of 27 divided by log of 81. Again, they have the same base because when you do not write the base, it's always assumed that it's a log base 10. And if you put that into your calculator, you would get 0.75, or else you would get 3/4. So right now I want you to pause the video and, at least if you do not have a graphing calculator, rewrite all of these three equations to what you would put into your calculator. Log of what over what. So these are your three answers you should have gotten, and this is how you would have rewritten your three change of base fractions. So again, tomorrow I will show you how to do this in your graphing calculator if you have either a TI-84 plus or better. Make sure you took good notes and you have all your properties written. Have a wonderful day.